This child was born with hands like scissors, which made it very difficult for him even to take a single bite of food. He often accidentally injured his own face. His father wanted to replace those hands with real human hands, but due to the heavy burden of work, his father suddenly passed away, and the artificial hands he had been making were destroyed as well. Edward only wanted to touch his father's face one last time, but when he did, blood began to flow from it. From that moment on, Edward lived alone in a large, silent house. One day, a cosmetic saleswoman named Peg suddenly entered the house. Edward, hiding in the darkness, slowly came out, extending his unfinished hands, hoping someone could help him. When Peg realized that Edward was an orphan, she decided to take him home. Along the way, Edward kept staring out the window. It was the first time he had ever seen the outside world. When they arrived at the house, Edward looked happy to see such a clean and comfortable environment. As planned, Peg went straight to her room. There, for the first time, Edward clearly saw his own face in the mirror. When he tried to touch it, he accidentally hurt himself again. He then turned his gaze and saw a waterbed, but knowing nothing about the outside world, when he touched it, he accidentally punctured the hole. Panicked, he covered the hole with a doll and hurriedly put on some pants. Meanwhile, Peg was on the phone while Edward wrapped his body tightly like a penguin. Peg rushed over to help him. After tending to his wound, she changed Edward's clothes. At dinner, Edward realized he couldn't even hold a fork properly. When he tried to bring a single pea to his mouth, it fell. Peg encouraged him, and then he tried spreading butter on bread so he could eat calmly. The next day, Peg put makeup on Edward, but it only made him look like a little devil. When he went outside, he saw someone trimming hedges. He imitated them and managed to create a beautiful dinosaur-shaped bush. When Peg's husband saw it, he was impressed and asked Edward to cut the family's hair. Later, their son helped Edward wash his scissor hands. Peg's neighbor then held a party where the guests greeted each other one by one with a handshake, but they stopped when it came to Edward. Afterward, Edward barbecued meat in his unique way, using his hands. Suddenly, an old man came and said, "I was struck by shrapnel during the war. Since then, I haven't been able to feel anything." At that moment, Peg fed him some ice cream. One by one, the women began feeding Edward with their own dishes, and in that moment, Edward experienced love for the very first time.